Hi, I'm Tom Donahue, Mayor of Rutland City, and thank you for watching from the Mayor's desk here on PEG TV. I really try to, as you know, do this program to inform the public about various things that are going on in the community and things that are happening before the Board of Aldermen and other decisions that we make, as well as a few tidbits about Rutland City that I'm going to be throwing into each program going forward. Very excited to have you tuning in or watching from your favorite device, as this is also put on YouTube and you can watch it from your phone, your iPad, your laptop, etc. Or you might be tuning in right here on channel 1085. So again, thanks for watching. And we'll be continuing to do this because communication is one of those things I think is very important. I'm so grateful to be on PEG TV, as well as being able to be a regular on a couple of local radio programs and speaking regularly to the newsprint, including the Rutland Herald and others. So thank them all for helping me to communicate to you. I think it's very important. And I've always encourage you to reach out to me at Mayor Donahue at rutlandcity.org too with your thoughts. Getting some various emails that have come in from concerned citizens about various things in their neighborhood, in the city, or right on their own street, their own backyard. Those are helpful to me. I love to address those concerns. And I find that most people writing me with various issues are not wrong. And I hear them, and I appreciate the interest that they take to advocate for themselves and for the city and for their neighborhoods, et cetera, because we want to make Rutland a better place by addressing the needs and concerns of our community, and as well as our bigger picture vision. More to come on that, but I keep talking about this Tier 1A exemption from Act 250 that we're going to work to achieve this summer. The Board of Aldermen on Monday night passed into committee some additional zoning regulations that we'll be resolving. All of these are sort of check boxes that will be required to get this final Act 250 exemption called Tier 1A. And there will be an application going into the Land Use Review Board this summer. We hope to be the first in the state with this, and this will be a huge calling card for our opportunity in economic development, whether that's housing, commercial, or industrial. And it will still go by all of our own local controls, and we have a lot of things in place to do that. But it will make it a more predictable outcome, more timely, and less expensive for developers. So can't wait to be able to have that for our calling card for our community, and hope to be the first to achieve that exemption in the state of Vermont. More to come on that, but I only mention that because from a vision standpoint, from a big picture standpoint, that's one of the things I, as mayor, have to achieve, we as a community have to achieve to really move Rutland forward. So I'm excited about that. But let me also talk about the fact that we're going to be doing some, an additional, I should say, planning meeting, community involved meeting on Center Street plans. There are 3 versions that the consultants have provided. There's the part under the ground, which is pretty straightforward, with water and sewer, etc. But on top is the visual part and the physical part where you're actually going to access Center Street, utilize Center Street, and so forth, and how you might like to do that. So the reason I'm mentioning it to you specifically today is because the hearing, which is coming up by the time this program airs, you'd probably have missed that second meeting. Nevertheless, because of PEG TV and their great community access, they've agreed to come and record the entire meeting. So it will be rebroadcast on PEG TV, and that's why I'm mentioning it, even though it may be after the fact. We would love you to watch it here on PEG TV. It's professionals making the presentation. It's going to be held right upstairs in the Rutland City Aldermanic Chambers, which is 2nd floor City Hall, on Washington Street, right here in downtown Rutland, Vermont. And it's going to be a very informational meeting, so it'll be a great broadcast to watch. And that's why I'm encouraging you to watch it after this program, so that we can talk about the 3 versions that they've come up with for Center Street. As I said in the meeting on Monday night before the Board of Aldermen, I like all 3 versions. So It isn't necessarily one that I prefer. It's really about getting the public input right now. That's the important thing. We want input from people that run businesses in downtown, that have investments in downtown, that live and are housed in downtown. There's a lot of people that live in downtown now. And most importantly, or I should say equally importantly, is the shoppers in downtown Rutland, the public, all of you that go downtown. We want your input. This isn't something that we're deciding in a vacuum. We're trying to solicit as much input on these three versions, and they're all drafts, so I can't say that we can't modify a version. So if there's a favored version with some alterations, maybe that's what we end up with. But two of the scenarios are for one-way streets, and one scenario leaves it a two-way street. And then it's very pedestrian-friendly, et cetera. So look forward to that meeting coming up this week, but mostly look forward to you viewing it if you're not able to attend, which is Thursday, but maybe after this program's broadcast. So more importantly, watch it on PEG TV at this point, and then provide your input if you have any. Otherwise, just watch it to be informed. I think you'll enjoy it, and thank you for that, because we want to revitalize Center Street, and we want these plans to be all-inclusive. We want the public to be part of the decision in which direction we go in with the final version of these three plans. Additionally, I had mentioned at the last From the Mayor's Desk program about Madison Street. As you know, that's well under construction right now with water and sewer, and it'll eventually be paved over in that area that they've had to dig up. But we have now moved on to Morris Place. Morris Place was talked about for a long time about getting that accomplished. And it hadn't been done for many years, many years. Got pretty rough, and it's now even rougher, only because it is literally being reconstructed as we speak. So I wanted to mention that so that you can also see that other thing that I talked about on the previous program was making it temporarily a two-way street. And that was accomplished right after the last program that I aired here on PEG TV from the Mayor's Desk. Our great DPW got signs up that says two-way traffic. And that makes perfect sense, because you've got neighbors that live there, obviously need access in and out of the street. And with all the construction going on there, which we're very excited about, a little suffering for a great end product, it's going to be fantastic. I'm so looking forward to the end and the completion, I should say, of the new Morris Place. We wanted to make sure that people were able to enter or exit the street in the most convenient way because of the construction. So that's why the temporary two-way and signage accordingly, but that's getting done as we speak. So very excited that that is getting done. And then we'll be on to the next one, and I think becomes Water Street and on and on. So the summer is here, the asphalt plant is open, and construction, water, sewer, and paving upgrades are underway, thanks to our Department of Public Works. Great team there, by the way. Additionally, I wanted to mention at the last Board of Aldermen's meeting, which was just this past Monday night, a great meeting. Thank you to the board. Thank you to Chair President David Allaire, running a great meeting, very smooth. Decisions are, just so you know, decisions are getting made, and a lot of information is being considered in the two, or in this case next week, next meeting, 3 weeks in between meetings, so that all that isn't just thrown on them on Monday nights. I've said this before, I'm just kind of repeating it so you know, when the meetings are short, when they're not asking a lot of questions, it's not because they don't know or care, it's just the opposite. It means that they've had 2 to 3 weeks to actually consider things, to vet things, to ask department heads to speak to me, to speak to other aldermen, to speak to the community. So that when they come in Monday night, they're very well prepared. They have their agenda on Thursday. Everything's in there now. So they have all those days in advance of that, and 2 to 3 weeks in between meetings to consider their vote before they get there on Monday night. And that's why the meetings are much shorter now and a lot less questions. They're doing their due diligence, and they're doing a great job of it. I talk to them regularly, and that's happening throughout the weeks, so that Monday night they're ready to conduct business. And I'm just so impressed with the smoothness and the what a good job that they're all doing in preparation for those meetings and the decisions they're making. Additionally, I want to say thank you to the board for, again, approving my appointments. In this case, 2 more planning commissioners were approved Monday night, both unanimous approvals by the Board of Aldermen. I want to thank them for that, because we brought up a couple of great people with a lot of experience. Local attorney Jeff Gavin is now a Rutland City Planning Commissioner officially as of Monday night, thanks to the board for approving him unanimously. And then Roy Thomas making a return to city service. Very excited to have Roy on the on the Planning Commission. And Roy's appointment was also unanimous. Very much appreciated by me and by the people that I'm appointing. We're building the team. We're getting back to full strength. We're finding really great people that are interested in serving and that have had a real commitment to the city in an area of expertise in the role that they're serving. So very exciting, very appreciative, and I want to thank the board again for considering my appointments and approving them, and both unanimous in this case. Additionally, the big news this week was at the last board meeting. Rutland City Alderwoman Kiana McClure has decided to step down from the board, but not necessarily deciding to step down from the board as much as she had accepted a job opportunity out of state that was offered to her. So I spoke with her after the board meeting Monday night. She got a great opportunity, and unfortunately for us, leaving Rutland City altogether, leaving Vermont altogether, but understandable, and it's a career move for her. So she'll be stepping off the board, but she's going to make that official at the next board meeting, which is July 6th. In the meantime, I have already found an appointment I am planning to make to the board to replace Kiana McClure, and that is Kurt Esposito. Kurt has run for the board. He's a familiar name. He's been right in this room at PEG TV. He's done all the forums. Even though he didn't win in the 2 times that he ran, he showed a clear desire to serve this city. I admire that. I've spent some time with Kurt. He's a nice young man, very smart, very hardworking. He works for Sid Harvey's, which is an HVAC company, very large company. They have a location here in Quality Lane. That's where he spends his days. He grew up and lives in the Southwest neighborhood. He's a resident of South Street in Rutland City, and I think the Southwest neighborhood is a great place for him to come from and represent, if you will, even though he'll represent the entire city. He's an MSJ graduate, and I think that he's a man of the people. So I think Kurt will be a great addition to the Rutland City Board of Aldermen, a great addition. I'm very excited about nominating him. And I look forward to his subsequent confirmation by the board. So I will be bringing that forth at the meeting of July 6th. That will be Kurt Esposito to the Board of Aldermen. Additionally, some things coming up this summer is the concert series. I just want to talk briefly about, because I touched on it before. But the Recreation Department has all their summer programs that are kicking off, and I encourage you to go to their social media, their Facebook page, and of course their website, and which is different than the cities. They have their own, because there's so much going on there. But all the city programs for the summer, there's so much happening that I encourage you to take a look, because you might be interested in participating in some of it yourself, or your families, your kids. But one of my favorites is the Summer Concert Series, of course, and Father's Day is coming up, and that is June 21st. There will be the kickoff to the Rutland City Band concert in Main Street Park. So the Rutland City Band concert finally kicks off for the summer, and that'll be every Sunday night going forward, followed by, of course, the 7 to Sunset concert series, which then falls on the following Wednesday of each Sunday. So the Sunday concert with the City Band and the 7 to Sunset that Wednesday, right in Main Street Park in the new gazebo. Fantastic. I'm so looking forward to it. Have my lawn chair ready because these programs are fantastic. Music, great talent. Summer in the park in Vermont, it's all perfect. So looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to that kickoff night because that's the 24th. And so just a couple of 3 nights after the summer band concert, the city band, I should say, concert. That Wednesday night, the summer 7 to Sunset series kicks off with Satin and Steel. Satin and Steel. Everybody knows who they are. And that's going to be a great kickoff, followed by every other Wednesday throughout July, these tremendous bands, which I'll continue to announce, with a couple of potential extensions into August if there's rain dates necessary. So the next couple of Wednesdays in August are reserved in case of rain. So that's fantastic, well thought out. I want to give a shout out. Some people had asked me to mention if they would. On June 27th, so a few days after the Satin and Steel concert, there will be a performance at the Paramount called Stars Among Us, and it's going to be a local variety show. This thing should be fantastic. It is going to benefit the Rutland Neighbors, which is doing the feeding, as you know, down at the Methodist Church on corner of Madison and Strong's there. Rutland Neighbors, helping to feed people. This will benefit them. Again, Stars Among Us, a local variety show, which should be so cool. June 27th at 7 p.m. at the Paramount. I want to mention that tickets are now on sale and available, and it's only $15, so it's very affordable. What a great night out that's going to be. And I also have to mention, because I find it so interesting, go onto the Paramount site, on their website, and you'll find that they have a blockbuster movie series this entire summer on Thursdays and Fridays. They're going to be showing movies on the big screen. I'm going to see if I have on my phone, if you'll bear with me. I have it right here, a little snapshot, because I wanted to remember that it's only $5. Concessions will be open, which I've got to assume is include movie popcorn, and also they're highlighting ice-cold air conditioning. Great surround sound and a big screen for the movies. So kudos to the Paramount for this series. And the first one will start, and I've kind of blocked it out on my phone, but I'm quite sure they are in June and July. And then they also have some additional ones that are going to be happening called Free Friday Classics in the afternoons on Friday, in addition to the entire series in the evening. So those are going to be starting at 7 o'clock, doors open at 6:30 throughout the summer. Blockbuster movies at the Paramount. $5, ice-cold air conditioning, great surround sound, and I'm assuming some great popcorn. So awesome. I look forward to that. Also wanted to mention, can't forget, our 250th celebration. I just have to highlight, you can find it online right now. It's called Summer Jam 250, the town of Rutland and the city of Rutland working together. Great job by Mike Rowe and April Chaffee, and as recreation leaders and all the people that are supporting that effort, and also the intermunicipal committee of the Rutland City Board of Aldermen led by Paul Clifford. That will include, it's going to be 2 communities, 1 celebration, 1 country, and that's how they're billing it. It will be in the town at Northwood Pool area on Northwood Park it's actually called, but the pool will be open that night. Live music by Nikki Adams, DJ Brett Meyer, free pool access. It's all 4 to 8 on July 3rd as part of our 250 celebration. Outdoor games, food vendors, disc golf, bounce houses. I understand there's going to be some challenges between the Select Board and the Board of Aldermen with some of these games. That'll be fantastic. And just a great way to celebrate our 250th, and the town and the Rutland City working together. Fantastic. And then, of course, the big fireworks over Rutland and the all-day events at the Vermont State Fairgrounds the very next day on the 4th. So it's a Friday and a Saturday, weekend activities that are going to go on to celebrate our 250th between the city of Rutland and the town of Rutland. Good stuff. I'm so excited about it, and I'm so thankful for all that have come together to do the hard work to put these events together. It's not easy. Having come from the Chamber of Commerce and put together 24 events a year at the Chamber when I was employed there for 20 plus years, I know how hard work it is. I sincerely appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you all there. In addition, I just wanted to take a moment to mention two interesting things, tidbits. So the speed cart you'll see around Rutland, and that's from the Rutland City Police Department. A couple of interesting things about that. It is sort of a visual to remind you what the speeds are and make sure that you're following the rules in these city streets. We want to make sure that people, walkers, children, and the like are safe in our city streets. So there are places where we'll get a call and there'll be some concerns and they'll place the speed carts. We have 4 of those. They're placed by the Rutland City Police Department. And one of the other reasons I wanted to mention it is because they also are data collectors. So they collect the data on the speeds of people traveling there. After it's removed from the street, we're able to actually analyze the data to see, is this a problem? Is it a big problem? How many people are speeding? And how fast are they going? Things like that are all collected in this data. Very, very important for us to be able to do proper enforcement, keep our streets safe. Give you an interesting analogy there, or actually example there. They had come to the Board of Aldermen one night, and some concerned citizens mentioned West Street down where the bridge is. And so we did place one down, had placed one down there, looked at the data, and they weren't wrong, but the interesting thing was almost everybody was following West Street, going over that bridge, and at the proper speeds. Most everybody was traveling at the proper speeds, and that's really good to identify. Is this a problem or is it not a problem? The reason I say they weren't wrong is because we had, and this is an interesting tidbit, one individual who was going some 80 miles an hour over that bridge, and that had to be an air jump, I've got to assume. That's really, really dangerous. So that's the kind of information that can be detected with these speed carts when you see them up. The data that we can collect, and then we can analyze and look at whether it's a constant problem, whether people are really reckless like that, and if we should do more enforcement and make sure that we keep our streets safer in that manner. So love the speed carts. Great initiative of the Rutland City Police Department, and thank you for the concerned citizens that show the interest in keeping their streets safe. One last thing on safety, a tidbit. We have what they call Safe Exchange Zone. It's right in front of across from City Hall, right in front of the Rutland City Police Department, actually. Very cool, very well thought out. Why? Because a lot of people are buying things online now, marketplaces, eBay, so on and so forth. What this does is actually provides what they call a safe exchange zone. You'll see green painting in a couple of parking spots in front of the police department, signage accordingly, and then it's also, we have protective cameras around the police department to keep an eye on things there, to keep everyone safe. And this safe zone is a safe place to exchange. So if you purchase something online, you have to meet the person to maybe transfer the product and the money. Even if you're just transferring kids from a back seat or whatever it might be that you're, having some interaction with someone else and want to keep it safe, monitored, and very out front, not in the back parking lot behind a store, but right there in front of the Rutland City Police Department. I love the idea of this safe exchange zone that exists today. I encourage you to use it if you make any exchanges with anyone for anything. Why not? It's an easy pull up and you're safe. So love that. These are great initiatives by the Rutland City Police Department and for our community. Last thing I want to mention is that the city seal we talked about on the last from the mayor's desk, and I wanted to throw a tidbit out to you each episode, and this is this week's tidbit. I will be working on the city report, currently working on it. According to the charter, the city report shall be published annually on or before the 15th of November each year, and it's by the direction of the mayor. It shall contain a clear statement of the financial affairs of the city. It'll include a record of all expenditures, receipts, and disbursements of city monies, and the name and amount of compensation for services from the city for every person receiving compensation by way of salary or otherwise, exceeding the amount of $300 or more per year. So it is underway, working on that now. Already have a design thought through and excited about for the cover. And the cover, of course, will recognize our 250th, and it also represents our city seal, which I want to put up too on your screen, because there is something to the city seal, believe it or not. The description, city seal, it's in the charter, and it's called, it's under description for subsection 462 in our city charter, the seal of the city of Rutland. It shall be circular in form with a rope border and having in the margin, in capital letters and figures, the following inscription. And then it goes on to say, upon the disc with the inscription to be a scroll, the inscription says, Seal of the City of Rutland, a town September 7th, 1761, dash, a city, November 19th, 1892. And that is the required inscription in the city seal. Again, outside, a rope border, a margin in capital letters and figures, that inscription, and then upon the disc, the circular city seal, within the inscription to be a scroll, upon which shall be a view of the Green Mountains, with the word Vermont, above the horizon, and a representation of City Hall, a railroad train, and a quarry, and a derrick in the foreground. To the right of the scroll may be a representation of an inverted horn with agricultural products, issuing therefrom, and a sheaf of wheat, and to the left a scale, anvil, hammer, and a gear wheel. The whole to be arranged substantially according to the representation of the seal, hereinbefore set out in this section. So that is the makeup of the city seal, and that is, of course, proudly emblazoned on the front of the city report, and that will be done for publication and distribution by charter by November 15th of this year for you to peruse. One last note I want to say on that is just that I would be very interested in any comments you have about the city report, what you like, what you really like, what you might want to see included in it. There are certain required things to be included, but it leaves a lot of latitude, although we want to keep it to about 100 pages. And lastly, what you don't read in it. It would be interesting to know how much information do we have in there that you really don't need, don't read, and are not interested in, because we don't have to waste the pages. Let's make it as inclusive as possible for the wishes of the city residents, the taxpayers, the voters that want to know about interesting things or detailed information about the city when they pick up their report and go through it. What do you want to see in there? What doesn't matter to you, and you just soon not waste the time to include it. So I'm excited about that opportunity, and feel free to let us know what you think. In conclusion for this program, I just want to say I am recording this on what would have been the 98th birthday of my mother, Martha Donahue, married to Bernard Donahue, lived their life on 50 Edgerton Street in Rutland City, where I grew up. And I want to say to my late mom, who would have been 98 today, happy birthday in heaven, Mom, we love you. With that, I'm Tom Donahue, Mayor of the City of Rutland, and this is From the Mayor's Desk on PEG TV. Thanks for watching.